time past, patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow. For the first time, I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not far away,
Hamilton is a unique musical because it incorporates elements of hip hop and rap and R&B. You know, it's a blockbuster show and a lot of people really want to engage with that show. And so what we did is we decided to create a series of spoken word workshops in which participants, and it's open to anyone of all ages, could come in and they could learn about the art of spoken word poetry.
And knock knees and trip up in the double Dutch swing, a starch pinafore, a peppermint, and a sour pickle.
So we have actually had participants ages 7 to age 78. And we've had people who have never written a poem and don't maybe even know, much about poetry at all the way up through people that are pretty advanced.
So I have an amazing partner in crime in Barbara Fant, and we kind of split up the room by like who's never wrote a poem before or who's wrote a few poems before, kind of knows what they're doing in there. And so we want to make sure we're at people's skill level as best we can. And then we try to challenge them a little bit.
Anybody can do it. Like, it's something that anybody can do. So if you feel like you can't write a poem, we're here to show you that you can. And so I love it when people come in and they say they don't know anything really about poetry or they don't think that they can write, and we're able to pull something out of them and show them that they do have a story to tell.
The series of 4 workshops will culminate in the opportunity for our workshop participants to compete in a poetry slam event.
I want y'all to give it up for the host of this slam tonight, Mr. William Evans.
So a poetry slam it's almost a dirty word, but it is a competition where we actually have judges that will assign scores to poems, right? So it is just like a poetry reading, except it is more structured in this person comes up, reads a poem, judges score them on that, and they're going to score other people on the slam as well.
Right now, start putting your hands together. Put your hands together. Put your hands together for Jeremiah!
It's exciting, it's energizing. A lot of times people think about poetry and they think it's just this quiet little space, and slam is not like that at all.
So this is my life-changing opportunity, right? The place where I can change my ways and not save face to the fakes that categorize my race and the skin color of my face, but one day I'll say, dang, I got it made.
In order to compete, you have to write around 3 different themes. So one is being an agent of change, another one is overcoming obstacles, and another one is leaving a legacy.
And so it's a really nice way to meld the themes of Hamilton and use that as a platform for people to tell their own stories.
They say reach for the stars. I say you better strive higher.
And we have 2 categories, youth and adult. And the 2 category winners will win 2 tickets to Hamilton on February 6th. There's a lot of excitement. It's a hot ticket item. As we all know, it's a prize worth competing for.
Let love rearrange our matter until hate is something unfathomed. All we've been is love.
His life had value at birth. You haven't proven your worth yet.
And we're going to score you basically on the written aspect of your work and the performance aspect of your work.
And for this slam in particular, there's going to be a weight on how much they adhere to the themes that are exemplified in Hamilton.
Put those up. 1, 2, 3. Please put your scores up.
Well, I've always had an interest in theater and music, so I was like, if I can get tickets to Hamilton for free, entering as soon as I can, so yeah.
Stop putting your hands together. Put your hands together for Cleon!
So today my poem was about how can a black boy in America leave behind a legacy? How does it add up to somebody else's legacy? And what does it look like to really have something left behind when there's something that's not here right now?
When writing this piece, I asked myself, what is a legacy? And then I asked myself again in the words that not even compute. What is a legacy to a black boy in America? What is a legacy to a black boy in America? What is there to leave behind when there is not enough right now? It is not enough for us to sing, but you continually demand for us to politely drown. The legacy of half my generation will not be written down. Their stories lie in hashtags on the back of t-shirts, their names written across bullets, and their bodies are examined at the crime scene. A life struggling just to be turns into a life of nothing. When will the world see that I am more than just my skin? When will the world see that this is not a safe place for a black boy to live in? Instead, my legacy will live on in the name that I have been given, because there is power in everything that is handed down through generations. My name is Playon, infamous, pimpin', Patrick, yes infamous, yes pimpin', 2 words that are used to describe black men who do not make an honest living. My name sits at the corner of Prejudice Street and Black Makes the Difference Avenue. I am more than a name and damn sure more than a color. I am more than every box your mind decides to put me in. Playon will become greatness, and he will not stop because of what was given to him. He will find some extra weight for that weight on his shoulders. Playon will become legend, and he will set an example for all to see that there's a possibility for a black boy in America to leave behind an everlasting legacy.
My poem was about overcoming an obstacle, about my name and how my name is perceived. When I was little, I hated my name. My elementary school teachers, women from places like Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and other países de Sudamérica could not or would not pronounce my name correctly. My name is Tyisha. Instead, I got Taisha, Tasia, Triesha, or some other version with silent letters. They always hesitated on the first day of class when they got to my name. Squinted eyes cut deep into the page, then toward the class, to see which one of us was brave enough to bring this affront to their classroom, which half-pint hooligan haphazardly threw their ghetto name onto the class roster like a Molotov cocktail. I always knew when my name was next. Preempted my presence with a quick present in the hopes that they would move on to some other unlucky child. It took a while, y'all, but I learned to love my name. Kneaded pride into the rough places of my moniker until I rubbed the shame away. So when you introduce me now, be sure to get my name right. Tyisha Radford Short. I want everything that I put my hand to be engraved with my mark of distinction, like Ida Wells Barnett, Coretta Scott King, Mary McLeod Bethune. Memorize every syllable of my name and keep every piece of my identity intact. Mold your lips around every consonant, every vowel, every accent, and every pause. Then learn to love your name like it's the last revolutionary act you will ever make. In peace.